Welcome to Honest Hockey, where two guys talk about all things hockey.
Not entirely
Honestly.
true. Oh.
I'm Tom, and he's Tom, and thanks for joining us today. So, I'm confused.
You are confused.
We have a wonderful candle over here. I just want to let everyone know this is like the best candle I've ever had. It's from Target. Berry Lemonade Melon. $5 at your local Target. Get the card, 5% off. I'm confused because I am here on a video that I have no idea what we're talking about.
Not a clue.
Nothing.
Not a clue.
I assume it has to do with something I have no idea what I'm talking about due to his fact that he goes, sometimes. And it is true. We do some videos that are not...
I'm going to relay this back to hockey. But the story that we're doing... Oh, let me preface this. This is an investigative report.
Got it.
You see this? This is a report I put together of my findings. We're going to investigate some stuff.
You
All right.
blew Colton out of here.
Sorry, Colton. Love you. Okay. Tom, how you doing today?
I'm nervous.
All right. Well, let me start with asking
There's
you.
a lot of notes. I said to him, do I need the iPad? He goes, no, I have everything in the notebook. And I said, okay.
These are just points for myself to go over. I have to make sure I hit every one of my points. Okay. Are you aware of the scandal that has been in the news the last couple of days, known as the Super League?
Yes, some kind of.
Okay, so some kind of.
Wow, you know what's funny? I wanted to ask you about this.
All right, well, perfect. So sit back, let me talk about it, and then I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
All right,
Perfect.
I'm ready.
All right, cool. All right. So, everyone, come in. Move a little closer to the computer screen. We're going to huddle around. We're going to talk.
6 feet, please.
We're going to have a chat. First question I have to ask everyone out there is, does everyone know the format of the leagues of soccer? So, we're going to move this back to the NHL. Because this is the best sport I could equivalent this to. We have the NHL in America, the KHL in Russia, the SHL in Sweden. All independent leagues, correct?
Yeah.
None play with each other?
No.
Okay. Well, so in soccer, you have the Premier League in England, Serie A in Italy, La Liga in Spain, in Ligue 1 in France, and the Bundesliga in Germany. Right? All play within their own league. They play their teams.
Yeah, so the teams
Like
the
the Rangers play the Islanders, like Man City plays Man United in the Premier League. That's step one. So you need to know that. Number two is we have to do a little bit deep dive into what the Champions League is. Okay. Champions League is European competition. Top 4 teams in each league get put into
the Germany League, the Switzerland League,
the Germany League, the Italian League. Okay. Yes, they get put into a big pot, put into the groups. They have to play the group stages, blah, 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 blah. Quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Check. The one team is crowned the champion of Europe. Okay,
that makes sense.
Right? Most prestigious thing
Europe
you could
win. Mainly together?
Yes.
Besides
most prestigious tournament you could win.
Yes.
In hockey, we don't particularly have anything like that. No. I think it would be pretty cool if we did. Okay. I have a feeling the NHL team would probably dominate. Mm-hmm. So, fast forward or rewind to 3 days ago. All of this
I'm going to 3 or just day 3?
Yes. All of this I'm going to go over has happened in the last 3 days. Okay.
I'm nervous.
We have the formation of the Super League.
Super League.
Which, April 18th, had 12 clubs announced as founding members of the Super League.
Got it.
We had AC Milan, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona, Inter, Juventus, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Madrid, and Tottenham.
So, big names.
All the big names. Literally every big name team outside of the German and the French league. So PSG wasn't in it. Bayern and Dortmund weren't in it.
PSG?
PSG.
Oh, okay.
Palace Saint-Germain.
Not our...
Not our electric company.
Got it.
Right. So they decided, they got together, they put this Super League together. But they were only going to play each other. So it's going to be a competition between the 12 of them. So now this would be
That
like
just sounds like friendly.
Right,
Friendly games.
yeah. So this would be like the Rangers, the Islanders, the Blackhawks, the
big
Penguins.
teams, Tom. Get the Islanders out.
True. All the teams who you see on MECSN on a weekly basis, take them.
Only those teams.
Right. Then take SKA and CSKA from like Russia and like the main teams in Sweden, and then they would all play each other.
And that's it. Everyone else sucked.
And so, but however, they wanted to do this as midweek games, but also continue to play their regular games against the teams in their own country.
How does that work?
All right. Okay. However, a lot of smaller clubs got up in arms about this because not only would they still be able to beat up on the crappy members of their league, each founding member was getting $3.5 billion for infrastructure and help during the pandemic. So
the big teams
get the money
because they joined the Super League.
Correct.
And then they could still continue to play in the normal league.
Correct.
Make money for the normal league.
Correct.
Then they got money from the Super League.
Correct.
Which would make them better. Stronger, and bigger, and more scarier. And then the little leagues are too little. And then what's going to happen is the big ones are going to eat the little ones, and there's not going to be no more little teams.
Exactly. Does that seem fair? That was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Okay, all right.
All right. So then, we have that out of the way. So then UEFA, which is the United European Football Association, comes in and says,
"Hold up,
hey guys,
oh,
you think you're stupid? You think you're funny or something?
Yeah.
You do this. You join this Super League. You're banned from all UEFA and FIFA competitions.
So no World Cup.
So no World. So not only are the the teams.
I mean, $300 billion. I mean, I'm this.
So not only the teams don't play in the World Cup. It's an international. So it means all of the players who are on the teams of those teams in the Super League would not be able to play in the World Cup.
This would be a very interesting World Cup then.
Yes, it would be very interesting because Cristiano Ronaldo wouldn't be in it. Messi wouldn't be in it. Literally, nobody would be in this World Cup.
Got it.
It would give some of the smaller nations a chance. But so that was where we had left that, right? This all happened in, like I said, like a 7-minute span.
Oh my God.
On like Monday morning. So the executive committee came in, and then they're like, hey guys, we see what they said about UEFA and FIFA, that you can't. But guess what? We're going to take this one step further. You now will not be able to play in your domestic leagues, which means
so you can't play
in your own league
in the country,
right? So you couldn't play your normal games.
So basically, it'd just be the Super 16.
It would be the Super 12.
12, sorry.
That would be the only games they get to play are those 12 games against each other, right? So then, as we go, we move on.
Page 2, part 3. No.
Unsurprisingly, the Super League teams wanted to play in their own domestic leagues because they just wanted all the money and all the winning, and they wanted to win this and win that and win everything.
Now, who came up with this? Was it just like some guy that was sitting there and was like, I'm a billionaire and I'm going to make this?
There are two main figures who came up with this.
Got it.
Florentino Perez, who is the chairman of Real Madrid.
Okay.
And
so a rich, big guy.
Yep. And Andrea Agnelli, who is the chairman of Juventus.
Okay.
So really, like Cristiano Ronaldo's two former and current boss.
Okay. Yeah.
Also bankrolled by J.P. Morgan.
Whoa.
Yes. I'm telling you, this story was so interesting.
Or is it just like, hey, can we get a loan?
No, like, who the 3.5 billion per team is coming from J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, but like, is J.P. Morgan like a sponsor, or is it literally they're like, hey, we need the money. Can you give us the money?
No, yeah, they're the ones funding it.
Oh, okay, so it's not like they're like really involved.
No, they're just the bank giving the money.
Got it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Chase, gotta love them.
So, like I said, the main German and French sides were like, no. The main Portuguese side in Porto was like, no. Their statement was the best. They're like, we over here in Portugal do not want to do anything that's against the rules.
All right.
So I was like, respect, Porto. Yeah, so banned from the World Cup. So then we're getting into Monday afternoon. And all the backlash. You're on Twitter. All you seeing is boom, 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 boom. Hashtag stop the Super League. Boom, 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 boom.
And you're getting hit from left and right.
Right. So they're like, we need to do something else.
Okay.
They're like, we need to ban them from the Champions League this year.
Oh my Jesus!
We have the semifinals of the Champions League going on. 3 of the 4 teams in the semifinals are in the Super League.
So boom, we crown a winner instantly!
They basically were going to exclude those 3 teams from the Super League and then just give the title to PSG. Which is what
that sounds great!
Right? So then, here's where it gets a little tricky, because I understand the logic behind the league. Okay?
Which league? The Super League?
The Super League.
Okay.
Super League. From Florentino Perez's mouth to the video camera, he said, many important clubs in Spain, Italy, and the UK want to find a way to a solution to a very bad financial situation that was brought upon by the lockdowns of COVID-19. The only way is to play more competitive games. Which, in theory, I understand that, and I agree completely. However, the way of doing that, of giving it to the richest teams in each league, is not the way to do it. If this was a competition for like the smaller teams who were struggling, who got that money, all for it.
Yeah.
They're the ones who actually need the money. You're not going to give it to the best teams in the league, the ones who consistently buy every player, who make them bigger.
Interesting.
Seems like a little bit of a cop out there.
Yeah.
So it became a huge PR hit. Everyone's adding the teams, like, oh, you cowards, you stink. So,
burning jerseys.
Monday afternoon.
Oh, not that.
Man City and Chelsea decide to leave the league.
Okay, so now it's a Super 10.
So now it's a Super 10. And then a little bit after that, Man United, Arsenal, and Tottenham leave the league. So every year, every English team left the league.
Got it.
So now it's a Spain and Italian league. Okay? Until Inter Milan and AC Milan decide to leave the league. So now what do we have?
I don't know.
A Super like 5. Okay? Or like a Super 3. Right? And then Atletico Madrid leaves the league. So
wait, didn't they start it?
All these teams started it. And then they left it.
Okay.
So now we're at like a Super 3. And 2 of the teams in the Super 3 are Real Madrid and Juventus, the teams that are led by the 2 people who started the league. Okay?
So this was the shortest league.
The shortest league in the history of leagues. Okay? So then, this quote I found interesting from Andrea Agnelli, who said, see if you can help me understand this quote.
Okay.
And I quote, Super League simulates what young people do on digital platforms in competition with Call of Duty and Fortnite. Got anything on that one?
Super League. Here, let me see this. Super League simulates what young people do on digital platforms in competition with Call of Duty and Fortnite. I mean, there's teams in Fortnite,
right?
I mean, like you have NRG and FaZe and all that stuff,
and like 100 Thieves. But like, I don't think that's an apples to apples comparison. I actually think it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's one of the first ones. I guess.
Yeah. So now fast forward to today.
Okay.
The Super League suspended operations. Because
Chase is not bankrolling it now. Now it's fucking it's Wells Fargo.
Yeah. They suspended it to reshape the project. Not because they only had 3 teams left in it.
That would be great. Play each other like 10 times and then boom, we crown champion in the first game.
Yeah.
Because the third team gets knocked. Right? And the third team gets knocked down. And then boom, you got the 2 and crown in one game.
Yeah, pretty much. So my question to you now is, how would you feel if they did this in hockey?
Oh, man.
Would you be for it? Would you be against it? Because, like, I kind of think in hockey, it wouldn't be the worst idea.
If they did all the teams, maybe. But there's so many teams that it wouldn't work.
No, this is what you do. Ready?
Because, like, okay, so this can go into football, too.
Yes.
You know how they're trying to expand to, like, to the UK?
Yes.
Or Europe.
Europe,
Right?
yes.
Okay.
It
would be very hard to play games. Okay? And one thing about football is the times of these said games.
Correct.
Huge. Like, it's you know, they're placed at certain times that they know. They know down to the T on what time people are going to sit there and watch it.
Right.
It's just how it is, right? It would not be possible unless you literally brought all the teams from all the countries on the other side to the United States, probably because they can have the infrastructure to do it.
Yeah.
And then play. But, like, there's so many teams. There's already 32. Gonna be 32. Okay? In North America. You know, how many are in the KHL? I don't know.
The SHL,
there's so
the
many
DHL.
there. Unless it was like all these teams play each other, top 4 go into the league. Or top 4. So like maybe it's just a play-in game. They don't play other country teams yet.
Right.
Okay?
Like a regional thing.
A regional thing, regional. Then it moved up. After that, same thing happens, regional. And then at one point, once it kind of gets to like semis, then they all come to one place, then they play each other.
Right.
Because like it almost screams this, or like the way that we're kind of thinking, as Olympics.
Yes. Or what I was just thinking, the World Cup of Hockey that they did once and never did it again.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I agree, simply for the fact that it's easier to do it in Europe because everything's so condensed.
Yes.
And the travel is so easy. It's basically traveling within the U.S.
If they made a Super League and included everyone, this would be great.
Yeah, great. Every team gets $3.5 billion.
Yeah, well, still, not that now you wouldn't be getting that. Maybe like $30 billion or something like that. You split it or however the math would work. But like, you would be able to do a pretty cool thing because like you can get every single team. You would be playing teams that you would probably never have ever played.
Right.
You know, and that can open up a lot of money. If you do it maybe every like 4 years, or like, okay, well, it's the World Cup, I guess. But like maybe like you stagger it. So like the World Cup is 1 year, and then 2 years after that it comes.
The opposites of the World Cup.
And then it's always 2 years,
Right.
2 years. So then you're not waiting 4. You know, like that would be pretty neat.
Right.
But
I
then,
mean,
but then you're not including the United States, though.
You never include the United States in European tournaments.
I know, but I'm saying, but like if it's a Super League, why aren't you
right?
Like, and then how about the Chinese leagues?
Right.
They love soccer.
Right. So like what you're looking at here is just like an expanded version of the Champions League, which I learned last weekend that there's another Champions League for like North America and like South American clubs. Had no idea that existed. And we live in North America.
Yeah.
No idea that existed.
That shows you how big soccer is not here.
Right. But
other football takes over here.
I would have to say I would be very intrigued to see a tournament around here where like the Stanley Cup champion goes and plays the Gagarin Cup champion over in Russia.
Okay, that would be pretty neat.
That because we always say that the KHL is the second best league in the world.
It is.
I want to see those teams play head to head.
It's always a second. Everyone's going to want to come to North America. It's just how it is, correct, right? And then most of the people that either retire or they're done playing North America, they go right back.
Yeah.
You know, or they go play for their country or whatever. They go play for smaller teams and stuff like that. But, like, that's what most of them do. I mean, we even talked about Ovi.
Yeah.
You know, when he wanted to leave and go back to Russia once he was done with his contract here. Like, then he could just chill, relax, be with his family, be with his mom and everything like that and over there. But this would be a huge, like, overtaken. Like I don't foresee this ever happening.
I don't either, but like
I even with the restructuring, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, absolutely not. I think this project is DOA.
Dead on arrival.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna put done.
DONE. Yeah, final point. I think it would really just be interesting to see say I don't know, pick a team. Who won the Stanley Cup? The Lightning.
That was them, man.
The Lightning play a team of the KHL players at the time when CSKA had Sorokin as their goalie or SKA had Shesterkin and Kaprizov. Those teams were really good.
Yeah.
And I would love to see them compete against the best over here just to really see the different level of competition.
Yeah.
And it gives us something to expect. Now we know what the Russian game translates to.
Yeah.
From there to here. Because there's bigger ice surfaces over there than here.
Oh,
it would be interesting just to see if anybody can compete with these teams in the NHL.
That'd be true. I personally don't feel like this could ever happen in NHL just because of how long NHL lasts.
Yes.
That's like if you were oh yeah, let's do baseball. How many games are in baseball?
162.
That is crazy. So it's 82 in a regular season. It starts October, okay? Goes all the way to June.
Which, not to interrupt you, breaking news, did you see the NHL is planning an October 12th start date for next season?
That's great. That's phenomenal.
That is? Okay, continue.
But, where else? Where is these players going to have time to play these games?
Great question.
Especially if they're Stanley Cup champions.
Yep.
They're playing into June.
Yep.
Okay? They're going to be tired. Right? You're going all the way. Imagine going all the way every single one. 7 games. You know, you get to the cup 7 games to win it. Where are these people going to have time to relax, be with their families, enjoy the cup? It's not something that can probably happen. And maybe you can chime in on because I don't watch soccer that much, but how does that work
So
Like, where would they be playing?
okay,
When would they be
so
playing?
basically the way like the league schedule works in soccer is like most of the time you're going to play your league games on like Saturday, Sunday.
So, like, when does the league start and when does it end?
League,
Like, so, like, for
league
like,
starts around probably a little bit before hockey would start, kind of
Okay.
end of summer, beginning of fall, and then ends in May. The league season.
That's still long.
Yes,
And then they would be playing games in between that,
So,
or would
but
it start May?
So no, so right now, currently, when they play the Champions League games, those are always midweek games, Tuesday, Wednesdays. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, all for a couple weeks, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they take like a Christmas time break, and then come back around again in February. So what they wanted with the Super League was it to be another midweek tournament. That's a lot of games and a lot of travel.
Lot of travel, a lot of pressure on the bodies too.
Yep.
Because then, like, which one do you want to play more for? Then?
Right.
You know, because like then you see people like opting out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you see like what like Ovi and stuff like that. They opted out of the All-Star games. Not last year. Previous years they have opted
They
out
have, you're right.
to not because they're in a playoff race. You know, like that's a week that you can relax. And get your body back into shape. A week that you can sit there and relax, eat a meal with your family.
And here's the thing: like when you have
so much on the body,
when you have a game, say you're like just because Serie A is the league I know best. Say you're like Juventus playing, right, and you're playing like Parma or Cagliari, one of the really bad teams in the league. Mm-hmm. Like you can rest your best. Like you can rest Cristiano that game and be perfectly fine. You don't have the liberty of doing that now. If you play those teams and then you play a Champions League game, then you'll play another Serie A league, then you play it, and you're playing a game like every 3 days.
Yeah, no.
And how much does it take on your body to run back and forth for 90 plus minutes?
Yeah,
multiple times a week.
Huge.
Yeah,
and there's nothing that can help you. Like you can't relax or whatever on the ice. Like you can kind of just skate a little bit and kind of coast and stuff like that. Maybe you can get little quick rests in there.
In soccer, you don't get rest.
There's no rest.
The only rest you get is halftime.
Yeah,
because it's there's no stoppages.
Yeah. This is like I get it, but I don't get it.
Right.
And this wouldn't work in hockey either. Then, even we don't know everything about what's going on in this season, especially because everything kind of hush and stuff like that. I can't wait to hear like how the players are reacting and how their bodies are, because like they are playing back to backs, and they are playing close games, and there's a lot of density of the games currently right now, and then poor Vancouver have been out for a month, and now they have to play all of these freaking games.
Yeah, like I was actually looking at the schedule because I wanted to see the exact date the regular season ended, and so I was looking at the schedule, and like there's like 4 extra days added onto the schedule, all just where Vancouver plays.
Yeah, you know, and
like poor the guys in Vancouver though, they were not in a good spot with the Brazilian variant of the virus.
Yeah, no.
They were not. Oh, I feel bad for those players up in Vancouver.
But just still, like it just it wouldn't work, and I think that's my conclusion. It wouldn't work, and this is just stupid.
Yeah. Just 1 point on soccer, 1 point on hockey. I'll add to it. A bunch of the soccer players even took to Twitter, and they're like, "We don't want this," and like. If the players don't want it, how is that going to work for? You're going to have a coup by the players over management for not wanting to play in this league. Like they want to play in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then my favorite thing was Florentino came up and said, "So what if the players can't play in the World Cup? We'll start our own World Cup."
Oh, I knew that was going to come.
How are you going to start your own World Cup? Because you got banned from the tournament that you just made up.
Yeah, I don't know. These are just money grabbing people.
All money grabbing. If they really wanted to make it about boosting up the clubs, they would boost up the smaller clubs that are struggling financially. Yeah. And NHL-wise, I would really love for them to either A, bring back the World Cup of hockey, or B, do a tournament similar to the World Juniors.
Okay.
Because I feel like we don't get enough international hockey competitions anymore. Like I want to see players from the U.S. play Sweden. And like I want to see the legit players in the U.S. play Sweden, not the. Well, I mean, of course, I want to watch the World Juniors and see the young guys, but I also want to see like, Mika Zibanejad go up against Artemi Panarin in Russia in a
that'd be crazy.
Like I want to see those things.
Yeah.
Like so, I think NHL or hockey, IIHF needs to like bring back
about something.
Yeah, some type of tournament like a yearly,
and this can spark different things too, different ideas too. you know, maybe this is just a precursor for something that like eventually becomes this cool new thing, and you know, everyone's so excited about it, and you know, something that we can look forward to. So
yeah.
But yeah, I digress.
Yeah, I
This thing
digress.
sucks. Everything sucks.
Let us know down below if you were a fan of the Super League and if you think anything like that would work in the NHL. Because really, the NHL is the best comparable sport I could think of.
Yeah.
Because it's the only other global, global
that
sport.
has a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that being said, thanks for watching this episode of Honest Hockey. Be sure to give us a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to
Kick that ball!
Bicycle kick that. Can you do a bicycle kick right now? Can you go? I don't think we want. You're gonna burn down the studio. I'm Tom. He's Tom. Thanks for joining us.
Columbus would be in his league itself.
Columbus would just get kicked out of
Crown itself.
They would also have the worst soccer jerseys in the world.